You're lying awake doing math in your head again. The numbers never quite add up, no matter how many times you move them around. You scroll past videos of overflowing gift piles and perfectly lit trees, and that familiar drop hits your stomach. You tuck your child in, kiss their forehead, and silently apologize in your head for everything you wish you could give them but can't. On the outside, you're holding it together. On the inside, there's this aching question: if I can't give them what other kids have, am I failing them? If that lands a little too close, pause and take one slow breath with me. In and out. You are not a bad parent because your budget is small. You are not failing your child because your card is lighter, or your tree looks simpler. That heavy feeling you're carrying is not proof that you're inadequate, it's proof that you care deeply. There is a lie that lives in this season. It hides in advertisements, in social media, in the voices of well-meaning relatives. The lie says, more stuff equals better childhood. More spending equals more love. If you can't keep up, you're falling behind. That lie is the real enemy here, not your bank account. And today, we're going to dismantle it. In a few minutes, you'll hear a simple 4-step framework called Fill that helps you handle this guilt without numbing it or drowning in it. The fourth step is the one parents say they wish they'd learned years ago. But first, it helps to see what's really happening underneath this guilt. What most people call Christmas guilt is really the collision between love and limitation. You love your kids with a kind of intensity that scares you sometimes, and you also live in a world where rent, food, bills, and debts don't pause for December. Your heart wants to build a soft, magical memory. Your reality is asking, can we stay afloat? That gap between what you wish you could do and what you're actually able to do often turns into self-blame. If I'd been better with money, if I'd done more, they wouldn't have to go without. Under all that guilt, your body is actually trying to protect you. When money is tight, your nervous system reads it as a survival threat, not just an inconvenience. Your body starts scanning, will we be okay? Will my kids be okay? Your heart might beat faster when you check your account balance, your shoulders might creep up in the store. Your chest might feel heavy when your child asks for something you can't give. These are not signs of weakness, they're signs that your body is doing what it was designed to do: detect threat and prepare you to respond. If you grew up around scarcity, instability, or money being used as a weapon or a measure of worth, that alarm gets even louder. Maybe gifts were the only language of love in your home. Or maybe there was a Christmas where there was almost nothing. And that memory still lives in your body, making you desperate to protect your children from that same pain. Your brain quietly links providing more with being enough, so when you can't provide more, it doesn't just feel disappointing, it feels like your identity as a parent is on trial. Then on top of that, the world reinforces the lie everywhere you look. Curated photos of matching pajamas, expensive experiences, piles of presents so high they almost hide the tree. Your brain compares your full, complicated reality to someone else's best 5 minutes. And the equation becomes brutal and simple. If we don't look like that, we're behind. If I can't give that, I'm less. But when adults are asked what they actually remember from their childhood holidays, most people name feelings and moments, not price tags. Safe rooms, familiar smells, someone slowing down to really see them, the sound of a parent laughing, The warmth of being included in even a small tradition. Your children are not keeping a ledger of gifts, they are keeping a ledger of presents. So how do you live with both your love and your limits? That's where this simple fill framework comes in. Face the story, identify what really matters, limit with love, and layer in meaningful moments, so their hearts feel full, even when the numbers don't. Step 1. Face the story. This is where you get honest about the soundtrack. In your head. Maybe it says, if my kids don't get what they want, they'll feel unloved, or other parents will think I'm careless, or they'll remember this as the year we didn't have enough. Instead of letting those beliefs chew on you in the dark, bring them into the light. You might write them down or say them out loud, then gently ask, where did I learn this? Was it in a home where gifts were the only time affection felt safe, or in a culture that praises parents who overspend for appearances? Is it absolutely true that love equals spending, and is it truer that love equals showing up, protecting, listening, and staying? Step 2. Identify what really matters. Shift from, what should Christmas look like, to, what do we want it to feel like? Ask yourself, if my kid could only remember 3 things about this Christmas, what would I want them to be? Maybe you want them to remember that the house felt safe, that there was at least one moment you weren't rushing, that there was laughter even if things were tight. If they're old enough, ask them, what makes Christmas feel special to you? Many kids name simple things, watching a favorite movie together, baking something, seeing certain people, or having a small tradition that's theirs. Their answers are often far simpler than the pressure in your head. Step 3. Limit with love. This is where you set real boundaries around money, but you do it as an act of care, not punishment. That might look like deciding on a specific number of gifts, choosing one main gift and a couple of small things, or agreeing as a family to focus on experiences over big-ticket items this year. The key is how you talk about it. Instead of, we can't, we're broke, you might say, this year, we're choosing a smaller number of thoughtful gifts and more time together, because our first job is to keep our family safe and okay. That's part of how we love you. Age-appropriate honesty teaches kids that financial limits are normal and not a source of shame, and it models that love is not measured in receipts. Now we reach the step that changes everything. This is where your creativity gets to shine in ways that cost little or nothing. Step 4. Layer in meaningful moments. This is where your creativity and your heart get to move in ways that don't depend on your bank account. The goal isn't to replace expensive gifts with elaborate homemade projects. The goal is to create pockets of presence that your child's nervous system will remember as safety, warmth, and belonging. You might create a simple ritual where everyone writes one thing they appreciate about the family on slips of paper and reads them together. Declare a memory night where you tell your child stories about your own holidays, what you loved, what hurt, and how you're trying to build something kinder now. Have a low-cost, yes hour where, within simple boundaries, they pick cozy at-home activities and you lean into saying yes, hot chocolate and a blanket fort, Dance party in the living room, or staying up a little later to look at the lights together. Make a gratitude jar you fill throughout the month, then read aloud on Christmas Eve, or go for a drive to look at neighborhood lights while playing their favorite songs. Bake one thing together, even if it's just slice and bake cookies, and let them feel the pride of contributing to the holiday. Give them a coupon book with things like one breakfast in bed, one movie night of your choice, or one afternoon where I put my phone away and we do whatever you want. These small, repeated moments of presence are what attachment experts sometimes call micro moments of responsiveness, little signals that tell your child's nervous system, you matter. I see you, you're not alone. These moments do not require money, they require you. That's fill in real life, face, identify, limit, layer. As you start to use fill, a few tiny shifts can help loosen guilt's grip. First, catch yourself when you start mentally comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. And gently say, their picture doesn't know our story. Second, remember that paying rent, keeping the lights on, and avoiding debt that will crush you in January are not unfestive, they are acts of protection, you choosing long-term safety over short-term image. Third, give yourself permission to grieve, you're allowed to feel sad that you can't do more without that sadness turning into a verdict about your worth. If you're already feeling something shift, if you're ready to choose enough over more this year, drop that line in the comments right now, enough over more. Sometimes writing one sentence is enough to tell your nervous system you mean it. So here's your full hearts practice. One honest sentence to yourself tonight, and one small, meaningful moment with your child tomorrow. Tonight, when the house is finally quiet, place your hand over your heart and say, quiet, place your hand over your heart and say, I am allowed to be a good parent and have limited money at the same time. My love is not measured in gifts. Tomorrow, choose one tiny, specific moment with your child, a 5-minute game on the floor, a walk where you leave your phone at home, or a slow hug where you really breathe them in, and give it your full attention. When you sit with your hand on your heart tonight and choose that one small moment tomorrow, that's you living. Fill, not just listening to it, facing the story instead of letting it run you, identifying what really matters in your home, limiting with love so you don't burn out, and layering and meaning they'll remember long after they forget any specific toy. If you want more tools like this, ways to parent and love from a place of nervous system safety instead of shame, like this video and subscribe to Connect with Care so you don't miss what comes next. In the next video, you'll get specific words you can use when your child asks, why can't we afford that, so that you can talk about money without scaring them or shaming yourself. Before we end, come back with me to your own living room for a moment. Not the one in your head that you wish you had, the one you actually live in, the couches that might be a little worn, the tree that might be a little sparse, the dishes that still need washing. Picture your child in the middle of that room and ask yourself, 10 years from now, what do I want them to remember about me at Christmas? Not what you could buy, but how it felt to be near you. You are not the balance in your bank account. You are the way you look at your child when they walk into the room. You are the way you keep showing up, even when you're tired and scared. You are the boundaries you hold to keep your family safe. even when guilt tells you to ignore them. Full wallets fade from memory. Full hearts don't. Tonight, when that voice in your head says, "You're not doing enough," you're allowed to answer, "My love is full, even when my wallet isn't." And that counts, and that love is the Christmas they'll